Picture this. You wake up on a quiet farm morning, the rooster's crowing, the coffee's brewing, and life feels normal. Then suddenly, boom, a giant hole opens up in your field like the earth itself just decided to hit uninstall. For the Johnson family, that wasn't a nightmare, it was Tuesday. But when the cops showed up to check it out, what they found wasn't just dirt, rocks, or your standard issue sinkhole. Nope, what they saw down there was so disturbing, so unexpected, it turned this quiet family farm into the set of a thriller. And today, we're diving into 10 insane facts about the Johnson family sinkhole mystery. The hole that swallowed not just the earth, but their entire sense of reality. Fact to Hassan, the hole wasn't just a hole. When Erica Johnson first saw it, she thought, okay, weird crack in the ground, maybe an old well collapsing. But when the cops peered in, their faces changed. They weren't looking at a natural accident. Something man-made or worse was down there. Think less, oops, nature's clumsy, and more, what the hell is buried in our backyard? And if you think that's bad, wait until you see how the cops treated the family next. Fact #2. The Johnsons went from witnesses to suspects fast. Instead of calming them down, one officer basically said, "Pack your bags, you're coming with us." No explanation, no reassurance, just stern faces and orders. Erica laughed nervously at first, thinking it had to be a joke. Spoiler, it wasn't. They were hauled off like suspects in their own horror story. But here's where it gets weirder. Fact #3. Their kids were left behind. Imagine being yanked into a police car while your children are left home, staring out the window at flashing lights. Mark and Erica were panicking not about handcuffs or interrogation, but about leaving their kids alone. That's when you know things have gone seriously sideways. And just when you think the cops would explain, nope, instead, they doubled down. Fact #4. The interrogation was brutal. Picture a room with buzzing fluorescent lights, a table that's seen too many bad cop dramas, and an officer slamming the door shut with that "you're not leaving anytime soon" energy. That was Erica and Mark's reality. And the questions? Not about sinkholes, not about geology, about them. Like maybe they had something to do with whatever was down there. But what was down there? That's the million-dollar question. Fact #5. The police never gave a straight answer. Every time Erica asked, "What did you find?" she got silence, head shakes, or vague warnings. One officer even said, "You'll find out soon enough." Excuse me, if it's my backyard, I don't want suspense, I want details. But the cops acted like they were protecting state secrets, which makes you wonder, were they? And here's where the paranoia begins. Fact #6. Their property turned into a crime scene. Forget the farm life, suddenly their land was crawling with investigators, experts, and enough flashing lights to host a rave. For days, the Johnsons watched their own backyard transform into something between an excavation site and a top-secret military op, which only made them more curious. And curiosity, as we know, is dangerous. Fact #7. They were explicitly told to stay quiet. The police warned them. No visitors, no phone calls about the hole, no casual chit-chat with neighbors. Basically, pretend this didn't happen. Which only made it worse, because when you forbid humans from asking questions, they don't stop, they obsess. And Erica couldn't stop obsessing. But Mark? He was the one glued to the window, watching everything unfold. Fact #8. Evidence pointed to something bigger. From the way the cops reacted roping off the land, working in teams, muttering things they wouldn't explain, you can tell this wasn't just a geological fluke. Authorities acted like they had stumbled on something connected to a larger investigation. Drugs? Weapons? Or something darker? Nobody knows. And that's what makes the next fact so chilling. Fact #9. The Johnsons were made to feel guilty. Even though there was no evidence against them, police treated them like they were hiding something. Erica cried during interrogation. Mark tried to stay calm, but the suspicion was relentless. They weren't victims anymore, they were suspects in a mystery no one would explain. And finally, the most frustrating part. Fact #0. To this day, the truth is hidden. The Johnsons never got a real answer. They were sent home, warned not to talk, and left with a hole literally and figuratively in their lives. What was at the bottom? Why were they treated like criminals? And most importantly, why won't the police say? And that's why this story lingers. Not because of the hole in the ground, but because of the hole in the truth. So here's my big question for you. If something like this happened in your backyard, would you let it go, or would you dig until you found out the truth? Drop your theories in the comments, because I want to see what you think was down there. And hey, if you enjoyed this dive into one of the weirdest farm mysteries ever, smash that like button, subscribe for more storytelling deep dives, and share this with the one friend who would absolutely start digging with a flashlight at 2 a.m. Because when it comes to the Johnson farm sinkhole, one thing's for sure, the story isn't finished.